Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So I'm in my car and I am about to go to this Buddhist temple that I found, and it's about like an hour or so away from LA, but I heard they had like this vegetarian buffet that was supposed to be very good, and I want to go too because I'm trying to find a little bit more peace just in my life, and I just kind of wanted to test out the waters, so to speak, and see what other faiths and religions and belief systems and just doctrines and all that sort of stuff, what they are, like what they're like. Because I was in Scientology for 4 years, but it pretty much scarred me from looking into other religions really and to find other faiths. But I'm a very spiritual person, so that's what's really hard for me, because I'm someone who grew up with spirituality and religious beliefs obviously, and I got right into Scientology, and the last few years I kind of fell astray and I don't really know who I am as a person. I think I do at times, and other times I don't, and I love like the simplistic nature of Buddhism, that you don't focus on material items, and I'm very materialistic, so I need to start working on that. And I don't think I'm gonna be this like full-fledged Buddhist monk anytime soon, but I just want to try to explore and just see another side of things. And I wanted to go here too because I kind of wanted to do a little bit of a comparison, and I know it's probably like apples and cucumbers or something. I don't know what the right expression would be, but to see how Scientology compares to other religions. And maybe the first episode is this with Buddhism, and kind of seeing how Buddhism beliefs and values and systems differ from Scientology. I kind of want to experience it for myself, and I'm gonna go drive over. It's about a 45-minute drive from where I am now. And yeah, I'm just doing a little bit of vlog about it because I thought you guys on this channel may be interested, just because this channel is focused on Scientology and religion and spiritualism, and I just wanted to see if I could maybe find some more truth. I know it's not going to come in one day, but I also want others to know that they could move on and find themselves in faith and other things after Scientology. And I want to kind of be a role model for that maybe in a way, and do it myself, because I haven't actually done that in the last couple years, and I think that's why I've been kind of lost and off the beaten track, and why I've had videos about being depressed and suicidal and all these different things. So I think I just need something in my life to give me a little bit of fulfillment, and I know religion and spirituality does that, and it has for me, and it does for many people. So I'm gonna go check this out, baby steps I guess, and we're gonna go check it out. I don't want to waste any more time because they do have a vegetarian brunch and I'm hungry. So I will talk to you guys when I get there. Hey guys, so I am driving over to the temple now, and I was just having some thoughts in my head as I was heading over, and I thought I would just share some of those with you guys. Basically, this car's gonna hit me right now. This is why you should not vlog and drive. I should do a PSA for that. There's a lot of like ex-members and people who end up leaving Scientology and become atheists, and trying to like slam other faiths. But here's the deal, guys. Not every religion may be real. Maybe all these religions are just bullshit. You know what I mean? Maybe even Buddhism is a joke or a cult, and everything could have a cultic sort of basis to it, Jehovah's Witnesses, Mormons, there's Catholics have sex, and it's sex, meaning like a cult, like a small group. I know that didn't sound right, guys. But you know what I mean? There's going to be different groups out there that may be trying to take advantage of people, and Scientology's on the extreme end of it. They're on the extreme end of manipulation and control and greed and money and power. And then there's other groups that may fall more on like this side or a little bit here. But I think that, if something, and maybe it is Scientology for some people, maybe it brings you peace in your life, or maybe it gives you something or helps you to have like a moral compass or guidelines or something that you can abide by that will make your life a little bit better. And that's what I want to get in my life. Like, I may not necessarily believe 100% of everything, but you kind of pick and choose what works for you and what you believe. And I know that sounds very Scientology as well. What works for you, and what's true for you is true for you, and like discard the rest. And hey, maybe I could take that away from Scientology, and that's how I should lead my life in some different ways. And I'm sorry you guys have kind of like this underneath view of me. It's kind of hard. This camera is kind of heavy, and I'm trying to focus on driving. But, you know, not every religion or faith may be, you know, the greatest, or may have some, you know, shady people in them, but I just want to find something that I can relate to. And I'm kind of going on like a little bit of a soul-searching journey, and I don't know why today, because I haven't had something that triggered me necessarily. I kind of had a dream, and I was thinking like, oh yeah, I should look into Buddhism, and it was just so random, and maybe it's a sign for me to come to this place for whatever reason today on a Tuesday morning at 11:46. But hey, we're gonna figure out what's up at this place and maybe find a little bit of peace. So those are some of my driving thoughts for you guys. So hey guys, so I'm home from the Buddhist Temple, and I wanted to tell you a little bit about how Buddhism compares to the Church of Scientology. You know, I'm really happy that I went, now that I look back on the day, because it really helped me to see that there is religions and faiths and belief systems that aren't necessarily just there to control you, to take advantage of you, to take your money. I met a lot of different people who are very spiritual and just very honest and nice, and it wasn't because they wanted something from me. So it was really cool to be able to experience that. So when I was at the Buddhist Temple, they actually have like this really great dining hall that they have where it costs $8, and they have all vegetarian food, and I'm vegetarian, so it was really cool to be able to try out some new vegetarian cuisine. They were playing like this, I don't know if it was Buddhist music or not, but it was really relaxing and nice. So I had like 2 or 3 plates of food myself, and after I did that, I went into the Buddhist like tea and reading room sort of thing. So I asked them if I could read one of the books without paying for it, and they like gave it to me, whatever. And at Scientology, of course, like you'd have to buy the whole library, everything shrink wrapped in the bookstore, you'd have to purchase it, and there'd be heavy pressure to get you to buy a book. But here at this Buddhist temple, it was kind of refreshing to see that they're like, here, like, have the book. I pretty much got like 2 or 3 books, and I gave them a small donation, but it's just the idea that I didn't necessarily need to shell out hundreds of dollars for books or more materials. Like, they want you to learn about Buddhism, for example, and not, you know, after like the almighty dollar. And they had like this nice little tea service where they came over with tea, and I sat there for like 2 or 2.5 hours, and then I went up to this other area where I got to like light like this incense like stick thing and make a wish and like put it in this like little Buddhist man thing. And then I went in like the main shrine, I got to like meditate, and like I didn't really know what I was doing. Like I was kind of embarrassed a little bit at a few different instances, because I'm like, oh, am I like praying right, or am I doing this right? And they have like free classes and stuff, so I might go take a class or learn a little bit more about Buddhism if I want. But you know, there wasn't anyone coming up to me like pushing it onto me, which was really nice. Because in Scientology, what would happen is you walk in the org and you're going to have someone give you a tour and start trying to find your ruin and put you in a registrar's office and start extorting money out of you and selling you course packs and other books of materials, making you go on a schedule at least 2.5 hours a day, every single day to go there, getting you an IAS membership, helping you trying to make you donate for some building. Like there was always something in Scientology where you go in there and you're so uncomfortable. And I was not like I was expecting someone to come up to talk to me, but I was I was expecting someone was going to come up and try to get me to sign up for classes or something, or try to get donations from me. And they weren't rudging me at all. There was no one there to reg me. It was not about the money at all. Like they were willing to give stuff for free, but I was so inclined that when I was at like one of like the shrine areas, now this place was massive. In the shrine area things, I put money into the little donation bin on my own accord, just because I was seeing how kind and caring and like the good work they were doing for like humanity. So I wanted to donate money to them. It wasn't because I felt pressured or that I had to. Now, the comparisons to Scientology and what Buddhism taught me about Scientology. So, it was like an ideal org. It was massive. And I read online it was like one of the largest Buddhist temples in like the Western Hemisphere. It was massive. I felt like I was in China or something. Like I don't even know where, like some foreign place I felt like I was in. It's like a whole different world like I felt like I was in, which was really cool. And that's the only thing that was in comparison to Scientology. Scientology has very grand, massive buildings, and so does this place. Now, I was at this Buddhist temple Tuesday morning from like noon to like 3 or 4 in the afternoon. I was there for a long time. There was a ton of people there, all worshiping, praying, having fun, smiling at you, talking to you, eating delicious food. In Scientology, there was like a very tense, very scary environment. When you're in there, you're always being hounded for money, pressure to give more. Like, yes, they have big buildings, but they're empty on a Tuesday. There's no one in there. Whereas this place, people were going on their own accord because they wanted to worship. They didn't want to go, or they didn't have to go just because it was required, and they're going to call you up. And if a group has to pressure you and call you if you didn't show up, like this place, if I didn't show up again, they would probably just be like, okay, wish him well. They wouldn't be calling you and mailing you and showing up to your house or to your workplace or slashing your tires to get back at you. And that's what Scientology does, because they're not a real religion. Like when you see a real religion, because I saw the Catholic Church, but that's a whole other story. But as an adult, to be able to see like my Scientology experience next to like, I know I wasn't there for that long, but a day in Buddhism, it was completely different, the type of experience where you can go in and worship and feel spiritual. You don't go there and feel like you have to empty your wallet and you're going to be used and abused and sucked up and spit out. And that's how you feel inside Scientology. The people are very nice, like they wanted to be there and work there. In Scientology, the staff members are there and they're very sunken, very depressed, malnourished, the Sea Org members, and they don't have a way out. They're prisoners, essentially. And you don't want to be a part of an organization that has prisoners, right? It doesn't make any sense to me that Scientology makes people stay even if they don't want to. It's like, if you don't want to be there, probably better off without you, right? So yeah, all the classes in this Buddhist center were free or for like a very low donation. You can take a whole series of classes for 6 weeks for like a $20 suggested donation. But if you can't make the donation, you can speak to them. Whereas in Scientology, if you're going for auditing for 6 weeks on, doing the bridge, you're going to be paying $40, $50, $60, $70, $80,000. And why do you need so much money, Scientology? Why isn't it just about the purpose of what you're doing or spreading or teaching? Why wouldn't you want others to have that knowledge if it really was going to benefit people? Like the Buddhist people, it seemed like they were willing to share the knowledge for free or give it out or try to help you answer any questions. Scientologists like, hey, we'll word clear you and we'll help you out, but you have to pay us, $200 an hour or whatever the circumstance is. It's always about the almighty dollar. It's not a holy sort of place. Whereas when I was here, it was a holy place and there were so many people there that were excited to be there. Now, Scientology says, oh, LRH is Buddha, blah, blah, blah. That man, LRH we're talking about, didn't have an honest, loving, caring, kind, peaceful bone in his body. Where these people were just so nice and friendly and helpful. And again, it was a very short encounter. But when you're in Scientology, you're with these people that just have no life behind their eyes. They're there they only care about you if you're paying them. I wish that there was something positive that I could compare Buddhism with Scientology, as if they shared a similar value. Because the other religions have similar values and kind things that you can look at, but there was really nothing. It was like night and day. If you were to go to a Scientology org and go to, like, say, a Buddhist center, in regard to the message, in terms of just everything, Scientology is a money-making criminal enterprise. If you were to compare, it felt like Scientology was, I don't know, one of these type of gurus that have like those workshops, like a Tony Robbins or something, like one of these sort of like guru-y sort of people that charge you, thousands of dollars for books and lectures. It always felt like in Scientology that you were just on like some self-help program that was very expensive and they were doing very unethical things, like to raise money for the buildings and to drain your wallet and charging up credit cards. No one at that Buddhist center is going to ask you to pay to maintain the grounds, or if you don't have money for course to join a slave labor to maintain the gardens or something like that. But Scientology does that, and I feel like they're taking advantage of people who are in a very hurt, lonely place. And I feel like if I was to start talking to one of the monks at the Buddhist center, they were willing to talk and whatever, and it was very, they wanted you to do well. They wanted to help you, and not if you're in a very vulnerable, weak place. Scientology uses that to take all the money, all your time, all your energy, and to suck you in the Sea Org or whatever. But something like the Buddhist center is like, oh, I want to help you, not take advantage of you. So I recommend it. Even if you feel like you're an atheist or you're a Catholic or you're something else, try a different faith. Like, I'm not going to just say I'm a Buddhist forever. I may go explore and try other sort of groups and other things and kind of make my own religion, so to speak, and kind of figure out what works for me and what I want to believe and practice. And I'm not going to start pitching it and selling it to you guys. I'm not trying to be a guru or anything, but, if it's helping friends and gathering different things from other self-help or from psychology, philosophy, different faiths, I think it's good to see and not just to align yourself with just one thing. And I'd recommend it to you guys. Even if you were in Scientology and you're scared to explore other faiths, go with a friend, go just for one day, go to research it, of course, and figure out and make sure that it's not a cult or something very weird before you go. But, maybe go with a friend, make it very casual, ask questions, and just, you don't have to devote yourself to a lifetime of something. It's not like Scientology, you have to devote 1 billion years to the Sea Organization. You can go once and leave, or read online a little bit about a group first. I know for me, I went into different branches of Catholicism. I've Christian Science, which is kind of a cult. I went to Kabbalah for a while, years ago. Like, it's just cool to see and learn what others believe, and especially after Scientology, it's good to kind of get a different perspective on faith and what that means and what other people believe. And you're going to realize it's not as scary as you think, because you were really wounded if you were an ex-Scientologist or someone had a bad experience with religion, but you could have a really good religious experience by opening yourself up to just giving it a try. You don't need to have any expectation. Don't go in hoping that you're going to find it on the first try, but I recommend just challenging yourself and just trying to see if something's, clicks with you. And another thing that kind of was interesting to me was when you see the other parishioners and the other volunteers and other people, do they abide by the doctrine? Because in Scientology, no one was what you would say, oh, that's a religious person, or that one's someone who's following, say like the way to happiness, or they were following different things. Like, there was people scamming others in Scientology with their Ponzi schemes and multi-level marketing, and just very dishonest people that wouldn't pay you back if you lend them money. And there was always some sort of drama and people making fun of each other, and there was like this status sort of thing. Like, Buddhism was really cool because there wasn't like the cool, like they have like the cool Scientologists and the rich ones and the flashy ones, and just Buddhism, like they just want to love one another and very peaceful, and the people were examples of that. In Scientology, no. Everyone was very unethical, and the people in Scientology need mental health help. There's a lot of people that, they can't seek out mental health help. They're in Scientology, and if your faith is telling you not to take medicine, like that's something that's comparable to Buddhism. They don't want you to be intoxicated. And Scientology doesn't believe in medicine, so that's kind of like a similar sort of thing. But Scientology uses that in order to control you, in order to have Scientology be the one source that you have to seek out. You can't go see a therapist. You can't go to the doctor for certain things. You have to seek out Scientology, and that puts them in a power perspective. Whereas Buddhism, it's like, hey, we want you to come to a place of like self-enlightenment versus, you know, taking drugs maybe. But I'm not here on this video to try to preach Buddhism to anyone. I just want to share an experience I had, find out what works for you. I just had a good experience today, and I just wanted to share that and kind of start opening myself up to learn about other religions and faiths and that sort of thing, and come to find myself without it having to be going up the bridge of total freedom and spending, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars. So if you like this video, please click subscribe, click the little notification bell so you hear when I make new videos. Leave comments down in the description box below if you want me to review another faith, or give me some ideas, and I would be happy to kind of have a little extra side series in addition to just talking about Scientology. I'd be happy to, you know, research other faiths and different belief systems and things, and I think it could be a fun little thing to do on this channel. So let me know if you guys would like to watch that. If not, then I'll just stick to Scientology. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and add me on my other channel too. Go in the description box below. Follow me on my other channels as well. I'm trying to, you know, move past Scientology and do some other fun content on YouTube, so those are going to be on some of my other channels. So thanks so much for watching.